All right, once again, since this is the review for a test, I don't want you to watch the problems worked out until you try the problems. Here are the first 11 problems from your review. All right, before you watch any of these problems worked out, try the problem. I mean, if you just get stuck, you get stuck. But since some of these problems are similar, if you get stuck on the first one, watching that first problem work out, for example, if you get stuck on this one, watching this one worked out will give you insight on how these will work. So you can work these before you watch the video, show you how to do them. All right, make sure that you have the formulas memorized. Here's one of them. You're going to need to know this one, and this one. There are more, but those are the ones that we're going to use to work these last 6 problems out. Now, the first couple problems, it says something like, tell what the difference is between a sequence and a series. Okay, a sequence, for lack of a better expression, is a list of terms, a list of numbers, a list of objects that maybe follow a pattern. Okay, but a series is a sum of all the numbers or all the values that are in the sequence. So you can have a sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can have a series, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay? So, for those two. Now, these problems, these are the ones that you got to take advantage of because these ones are easy pleasy. All you got to do is check a couple of things. It says determine if each sequence is arithmetic, geometric, or neither. Now, we had some like this on a previous worksheet. If you forgot, what you want to do to see if it's arithmetic is to see if you have a common difference. If you take, like for example, the first 2 terms, subtract the second one minus the first one. Well, I can tell you right now, 27 minus 81 is negative 54. Then take the next 2 terms and subtract them. This one minus this one, the third minus the second. 9 minus 27 is negative 18. Well, you do not have a common difference. You know it's not arithmetic. Therefore, we try geometric. Geometric, they have to have a common ratio. A common ratio means that if you take the 2 numbers, the first 2, and you write them as a fraction, the second one over the first one, 27 over 81, that reduces to 1/3. Take the next 2, in this case the third one over the second one, 9 over 27, this is 1/3. Well, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be geometric. I'll check one more. Take the third one and the fourth one. It's the fourth one over the third one. It's always the one on the right over the one on the left there, the prior one. And this also reduces to 1/3. So because of that, I know that this thing is geometric. Don't forget to write down the answer. All right, I approach these 2 problems the same way. If you haven't tried these, try these first before you watch me work them out. All right, I'm going to try this one now. I'm going to see if it's arithmetic. So I'm going to see if it has a common difference. I can do this one in my head. Look, 5 minus 3, 2. 8 minus 5, 3. 12 minus 8, 4. They're all different differences. It's not arithmetic. It doesn't matter if there's a pattern in the differences. It went from 2 to 3 to 4. It has to be a common difference, not arithmetic. Geometric. Look at the ratio. 5 over 3. Is that the same as 8 over 5? Is that the same as 12 over 8? Is that the same as 15 over 12? No. That's already reduced. That's already reduced. This reduces to 3/2. This reduces to 5/4. None of these ratios are the same. That tells me neither. Now I come down to this one. Well, we've had a geometric and we've had a neither. You figure this one probably is arithmetic. But you never know. Sometimes they try to fake you out and not have any of a particular type. So I'm going to check to see if it's arithmetic first. I take the first 2, subtract the second minus the first. 10 minus 18, negative 8. Take the next 2, the second and the third. Third minus the second, negative 8. Take the next 2, negative 6 minus 2, negative 8. Take the last 2, negative 14 minus a negative 6. It's like adding the opposite. Negative 8. Notice the common difference. Therefore, it's arithmetic. If they ask you what the common difference is, it's easy. It's -8. If they ask you what the common ratio is, it's easy. It's 1/3. There's not going to be one like that if it's a neither. Okay. Now, again, before I work this problem out and you watch me work it out, try this problem on paper first. Think about it. Look back in notes. See if you can figure it out on your own, because if you can figure it out on your own, it's going to be a lot easier to keep track of. But I will tell you, you're going to need this formula, because it says, given an arithmetic sequence, find the term named in the problem. Well, the term named in the problem, a sub 40, okay, that's what I'm looking for. I'm going to find first the formula for it using a sub n. Now you need two things. You need a common difference and you need the first term. I have the first term. It says it's arithmetic. If it's arithmetic, it has a common difference. You don't have to check all of them. Just take two of them. I'll take the first two. All right, better yet, I'll ignore the negative. I'll take the middle two, or these two right here. The common difference would be 7 minus 2, which is 5. That means that a sub n is equal to a sub 1, which is -3 times plus, let's get rid of that, plus the quantity n minus 1 times my common difference of 5. I'm going to go ahead and simplify this. This is -3 plus 5n minus 5, which is 5n minus 8. Be careful. If you do all this work correct, but you add the two numbers wrong or something weird like that, you're going to miss the problem. I want a sub 40. A sub 40 is equal to 5 times 40. See, your n is 40, so you plug 40 in for n in your little formula that you have here. Minus 8. 5 times 40 is 200, minus 8 is 192. Now I can remember back taking a test back in my Algebra 2 days where I had a problem like this and I couldn't remember the formula. So I ended up on a piece of scratch paper writing them out and counting them out till I got to the 40th one. I think I got it wrong because I got in such a hurry I messed up. So you want to remember the formula. Doing it the long way, it's going to take too long, especially if they ask for something like A100. But they didn't give me the first term. They did give me the difference, but they didn't give me the first term. So I'm going to plug this in right here. I've got a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times -3. I need a sub 1. All I have is a sub 4. I'm going to use that. A sub 4. That means n is 4 here. A sub 4, which would be a sub 1 plus 4 minus 1, n is 4, times -3 has to be 10. So that gives me, I'm kind of ignoring this part now, that gives me a sub 1 plus, now 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 times -3 is -9. Add 9 to both sides, and I know that a sub 1 is 19. Let's go back and put it right in here. So that tells me a sub n is equal to 19 plus n minus 1 times -3. Now I'm going to go ahead and simplify by multiplying this out and combining like terms. I get a sub n is equal to 19 plus, well actually minus, because it's a -3 times n. So I'm going to write minus 3n plus 3. This is -3n plus 22. So a sub 100 is equal to -3 times 100, plug 100 in, plus 22. -300 plus 22, don't forget your calculator, -278. Should be a sub 100. Okay, very similar problems, little twist right there. They didn't give you a sub 1. First you had to find it, then you have to find the value that they're looking for. Okay, that's finding an nth term. Over here we're finding the nth sum. A sum of the first n elements or terms of the series. Find the sum of the described arithmetic series. Now again, here's your formula because it's arithmetic. I know I'm using this guy. Alright, so what do I have here? I have 16 plus 14 plus 12 plus 10 plus and so on. 20 terms. Okay, so I'm adding the first 20 terms. Well, that tells me I've already got a sub 1, right? There's a sub 1, and I can take these two and find the common difference. That's 14 minus 16, which is -2. And you say, well, the common difference isn't part of the formula. No, but the nth term is, And in this case, the nth term is the 20th term. I need a sub 20. Well, according to this formula right here, a sub 20, and it's 20 here, is equal to the first term, 16, plus, there's 20 terms, 20 minus 1 times my common difference, which is negative 2. So this is 16, this is 19 times negative 2, which is negative 38. So I get negative 22. That's a sub 20 is negative 22. That makes sense. The numbers are getting smaller. So now I can use this guy. I'm adding up the first 20 terms. I'm finding s sub 20. That's equal to 20 over 2, that's the n, times the quantity of a sub 1, which was 16, plus a sub n, which is a negative 22. So that's 10 times negative 6. So this is negative 60. That's s sub 20. That's a doable problem. You just got to practice them so you remember the steps. It wasn't obvious. They didn't just give you n, a sub 1, and a sub n all. They gave you a sub 1, they gave you enough information to find n, and that gave you enough, to find d, and that gave you enough information to find a sub n. Alright, this is the same guy as that guy. One difference. I know what n is, 30, because I'm starting from 1 to 30, so I'm trying to find the sum of the first 30, right? And I don't know what a sub 1 is, and I don't know what the 30th term is, but they give me the little rule right here. If I plug 1 in, I get 4 times 1 plus 10. This is a sub 1. That's 14. I can find a sub 30. I plug 30 in for n. This is 4 times 30 plus 10. 120 plus 10 is 130. I got everything I need now. I don't need d, because it's not in there. I've got that, I've got that, I've got that. S sub 30 is equal to 30 over 2, a sub 1, which is 14, plus a sub 30, which is 130. Careful with your arithmetic. This is 15 times 144, which I don't know what that is right off the top of my head. That's, let's see, 144 times 15. I think I left my calculator at my desk again. Not so smart. 144, 061, 2160. Hopefully that's the correct answer, 2160. Don't forget your calculator. Next thing up, I want to find the given term or a particular term in a geometric sequence. Okay? A geometric sequence means I'm using this formula. I like this formula, even though I got to multiply, I like this formula better than that one, because in this formula I only need the first term in the ratio. I don't need the nth term. Here you need the nth term. So here we go. I have, given that it's geometric, so I'm going to find the common ratio. The common ratio is negative 6 over negative 3, which is a positive 2. Alright, I have the first term, and I am... Oh, is it a sequence or is it a sum? Given the geometric sequence, find the term named. Should I put plus signs, or should that have been... Oh, he put plus signs. Okay. He said given the geometric sequence. This is actually given the geometric series here. The sequence would be negative 3, negative 6, negative 12, negative 24, and so on. So he kind of messed that one up. That's okay, we'll deal with it. So R is 2. Here's a sub 1. I'm trying to find a sub 12. A sub 12, using this formula, is a sub 1, which is negative 3, times my ratio, which is 2, to, I plug 12 right in there, to the 12 minus 1. So this is negative 3 times 2 to the 11th, which is negative 3 times 2048, which is... let's see, negative, that'd be 4 carry a 2, that'd be an 8. No, I messed that up. That carry a 4 carry a 2, that's 12, that'd be a 4. It'd be helpful if I can multiply. Carry a 1, and there it is. Negative 6,144. Yeah, you don't want to do that one the long way like I was telling you before when I couldn't remember the formula, so I just kept multiplying In this case, I'd have to be multiplying by 2 a bunch of times. You get so many numbers, it's easy to make a silly mistake. I made a silly mistake, and I didn't have that many numbers, so be careful. Of course, again, it helps if you have the calculator. Now, notice, they threw a curveball at you. This is the same directions. They give you the ratio, which you need. They tell you what the term, which term it is, which you need, right? You know that n is 10. But they don't give you the first term, which you need. So, I'm going to write everything that I can. I'm going to write a sub n is equal to a sub 1, and my ratio is 4 to the n minus 1 power. I have a sub 3. A sub 3 means I'm plugging 3 in, it's 80. So this is a sub 1 times 4 to the 3 minus 1 power, and this is equal to 80. 3 minus 1 is 2, 4 squared, this is 16 times a sub 1 equals 80. I can find a sub 1. A sub 1 is 5. Now I can find it. I'm going to plug 5 in here. So now I have a sub n is equal to 5 times 4 to the n minus 1. And I want a sub 10. A sub 10 would be 5 times 4 to the 10 minus 1. I am definitely going to be guessing to figure out this one in my head. I'm going to probably have to hope that the instructor multiplied it all out on their calculator, because I've got to bring a calculator. That's 2 to the 18th. I can only go up to about 2 to the 14th, maybe. So that's going to be a pretty good sized number. According to your instructor, this is problem number 11. He gets 1,310,720. Well, it does make sense that it ends with a 0, because you got 5 times an even number there. So that should end with a 0. And there's a sub 10. That one's a peach. Alright. We'll look at the other problems here in the next video, but make sure you understand how to do these kinds of problems. He may throw a little bit of a twist to it, but with a little practice, you'll be ready for anything he throws at you on the next test.